Hi, my name's Duke. I've been fossil hunting in Chatsworth and Simi Valley for over 30 years. I'm honored to share my fossil hunting story with you today. I'm going to show you some of my favorite fossil finds, take you to some of my favorite places to fossil hunt, and tell you about some cool places that you can see some amazing local fossil finds. Put on your digger hat and join me. My fascination with fossils began in Washington, D.C. at the Smithsonian Natural History Museum, where as a little boy, I fell in love with dinosaurs. Fast forward 25 years later, and I'm hiking on a trail in Chatsworth, California after a hard rainstorm. I noticed a bunch of rocks that had slipped down the hillside. When I looked closer, I spotted my very first fossil in the wild, a perfectly formed sea snail. After I found my first snail fossil, I kept my eyes on the ground and went hiking in stream beds after every rainstorm, and I found another one, and another one, and another one. And it wasn't just snails that I found. There were seashells everywhere. Clams, scallops, brachiopods, and blue oysters. Another day, as I was walking along a stream, sitting right there on the bank, there it was, a shark's tooth, Carcharodon, a great white. It felt like someone had just left it there, waiting for me to find it. I found another tooth fossil in the same general area, but this one came from a land mammal, a horse. This can be explained by the fact that the Simi Valley was covered and uncovered by the ocean 7 times in the last 70 million years. If I had to pick my favorite fossil find from my 30 years of hunting, I would probably pick this Miocene epoch fish fossil that I found, again, sitting right on the edge of a stream after a 2-day storm. Did you know that wherever you are in Southern California, you're standing on what was once the bottom of the ocean? People ask me all the time where I find my fossils. I've found them in my own backyard at the bottom of the valley on Chatsworth Street and Topanga Canyon Boulevard. And I've found them at the top of Oat Mountain, the highest peak in the Santa Susana Range, at over 3,700 feet in elevation. One of my favorite places to not only fossil hunt, but to hike is Chivo Canyon. It's known as the Grand Canyon of Simi Valley. In addition to the amazing scenery, there are 3 natural oil seepages visible along the trail. And where there's fossil fuel, there's fossil finds. One of the most common fossils that I find in Chivo Canyon are Turritella, a burrowing marine snail identified by its conical winding shell. Another one of my favorite places to fossil hunt is located on the Rocky Peak Trail north of Chatsworth. A few miles up the trail is a location that I call Seashell Hill. Billions and billions of seashells are cemented together in a coquina hillside just below Oat Mountain. The entire hill is a seashell graveyard located approximately 3,000 feet above sea level. Over the years, I've found hundreds and hundreds of fossils. Nowadays, I actually leave more fossils in the field than I take home. Instead of keeping my fossils in a closet where no one could see them, I decided to donate the bulk of my collection to the Chatsworth Historical Society Museum. And now, every year, I share my fossils with children of all ages at their Pioneer Day fundraiser in October. Now for some local fossil finds that I wish that I had made. In 2001 in Simi Valley, a paleo monitor spotted the skull and tusks of a rare California mastodon during the construction of the Big Sky housing development on Erringer Road, north of the 118 freeway. The 20 to 30,000-year-old mastodon stands 8 feet 9 inches and is now on display at the Los Angeles National History Museum. In 2005, another mammoth was found in Moore Park. Again, it was spotted by a paleo monitor during the construction of the Meridian Hills development. Partial fossils of the mammoth, which are thought to be close to 1,000,000 years old, have been on and off display. They're currently under conservation and will hopefully someday have a permanent home at the Santa Barbara Natural History Museum. And finally, the next time you're in Simi Valley, stop by the museum and check out their permanent collection of fossils found on local ranches, former mine sites, and in the many canyons. This past summer, I was honored to be able to share some of my fossil finds at the Ventura County Fair. I also had the good fortune of meeting many members of the Ventura Gem and Mineral Society. I look forward to the continued camaraderie with all of you, my fellow rock hunters. Thanks for joining me on my fossil hunting journey today. I hope you enjoyed the story half as much as I did telling it to you. You know, someone once told me that a bad day of fossil hunting beats a good day at work. Well, you know what? I've never had a bad day fossil hunting. Have you?